Hello Scorpio, this is your full moon revelation reading. I am using my own cards, my medieval oracle deck. So this reading is about what kind of secret might be spilled during this full moon time, before or after the full moon. What it might be revealed to you, what was hidden. In the middle of your spread, we have the river card surrounded by the maiden, the goblin, the white dragoness, and the enchantress. So there are some nasty energies inside, but I know, it's a secret spilling reading, so usually secrets often have something nasty. That's why people keep it a secret. And there are also good cards, so don't worry. I'm trying to keep all my readings positive. If there's something negative, it's usually so that we, see through it and can release it and learn something from it. So this river card speaks of some kind of distance and traveling. There's something regarding that which was hidden. We have the maiden and the goblin here, and I feel like the maiden is someone around you. It could also be you. The maiden could also be a boy or a man. It is someone young, or someone who is inexperienced. Could even be, if this person is not physically young, then they are someone who is learning something new, started something new, and in that way they are young, they are inexperienced. It is someone who, I feel like she or he is a little bit of a soft, gentle person, maybe also slightly naive, someone who can easily become a victim of someone because she or he only sees the good in people or wants to see that. Or for some of you, this could even be a person who is very traumatized, and that's why they often, they can easily be lured into traps by goblin people. And I feel like strongly that in your spread here, in your reading, those are two different people. Like, there is nothing goblin nasty like about this maiden. This maiden is innocent. This maiden is the victim of the goblin. The goblin in my deck is like the devil in other decks. So I feel like the maiden has somehow become the victim of this goblin person. This goblin person could be someone who has some kind of authority in a certain field. They have a kind of position. If it's not an official authority that they have, then it is just due to their age, because they are probably older, even much older than the maiden. It depends. And this goblin person has done something to this maiden, is very spiteful. Like, this goblin person picks out innocent people, but I also feel like this maiden is somehow underrated. Like, she appears to be very feeble, but there's a lot more strength in her than people around her might think. So on one hand, she is some kind of victim, but I also feel like she has something inside of her that is somehow piercing through. And the goblin doesn't even know. They think they really hurt her so bad. But she has this piercing gaze also somewhere in her eyes. Like, on one hand, she is hurt, but on a deeper level, like, she's seeing through it all. But she's not old enough probably to understand what has happened, but she will as she gets older, or he. So there is some secret you might find out, that maybe this goblin person has maybe convinced this maiden to move somewhere or to move away, like in a manipulative way. Maybe this maiden wanted to stay where they are, but this goblin forced her to move far away in some way. Like they put up a trap in some way. It could also mean that this maiden is trying to escape in some way from this goblin person. It could just even be that you don't even have a very private personal relationship to this maiden. It could just be a neighbor that you now and then talk to, a younger person, and you just haven't seen her for a long time. And you will find out that this person was being abused by someone, so they had to move very far away. For others, I feel like this goblin could be someone who lives at a distance, or even if they don't physically live at a distance, there is a strict separation. There is no contact in any kind of physical, verbal area. But the river card makes me feel like this goblin is somehow spying on this maiden. Some of you could really be the maiden yourself. It could even be someone who sends you messages. We have the book here at the bottom of the deck, but I feel like... there's also a letter card in the deck, so it's not too strongly about sending messages here. It's more about spying. They don't even have to say anything, but you might feel this negative energy when they look at you. The book card is just, very basically here representing information, learning. I also feel like maybe for some of you it could be that the goblin has run away because they did something to the maiden and the maiden defended herself because she is not as weak and feeble as she appears to be. Maybe she even filed, maybe she reported this goblin person in some cases. So this goblin got scared and they ran off. Sorry, I have to tap into it. I feel like there is some more stuff in these three cards here. I haven't even gone into the Dragoness and Enchantress. There's something else here. I can't grasp it right now. I feel there's literally something about a river, not just a river as a metaphor for distance or traveling or water, but a literal river. Could even be that the goblin stole something from the maiden and drowned it in a river. Or the other way around, because the more I look at the maiden right now, the fiercer she becomes to me. Like there is much more strength in her than people thought. Could also be that both of them are still quite young, but that the goblin maybe is, maybe let's say the maiden is like 20 years old and the goblin is like 25 years old. This could also be the case for some. And that there was some kind of student party or something, some kind of camping, some incident near a river. That's what I'm feeling here as well. Where this goblin really tried to, exploit this maiden in some way or, ridicule her, fool her, abuse her in some way. And there's something about that will come out because we have the White Dragoness here. The White Dragoness is a very good card. She's very fierce. She's the source of all knowledge and power and energy. Like she's the highest goddess in my deck. So when she appears, there is really no secret left here because she sees everything. She knows everything, every single detail. She sees through everyone's mind and heart. And there's just like, she sees all the intentions. She sees all the qualities of everyone. So there's a very powerful presence coming in here, and often the white dragoness just appears as a spiritual force, but I feel like here literally she could represent a person who is probably older than both the maiden and goblin, who will spill something here. We unfortunately have the enchantress here, and that's a couple that you don't want to see. The enchantress is mostly a nasty card, but not always. But, you know, in your reading, she comes up in her nasty way. Like, she's manipulative, she's dominant in a negative way. She is somehow power hungry, but she often has to steal this power from other people. If she's either like some kind of hardcore atheist and rationalist, but she's still an enchantress, even if she doesn't believe in this stuff and she thinks it's ridiculous. She thinks she could be some kind of professor or lawyer or someone like that, thinking she's smarter and more powerful than everyone, and everyone around her is a fool. And she is still doing energetic harm, even though she doesn't believe in energy. She's still the enchantress because with her actions, and especially with her thoughts, with the emotions that she carries towards others, she's spiteful and she does something energetically to them, like she curses them. If she is not that kind of person, she could be a literal esotericist who's very toxic and really likes to curse people just like that. I feel like this person is somehow guarding, protecting this goblin. For very few, this could be a mother and son. This could be a lawyer defending her toxic, what is the English word? Client. This could be a boss defending her toxic employee. It could be a teacher defending a toxic pupil, not helping the bullied person. Some teachers are even that sick that they even themselves start to bully pupils. So there's something about, I mean, the river card is here in the focus. If those two are very young pupils or students, could be that this goblin and the enchantress made the maiden leave school or change university. If it's even worse than that, then it could be that there was some proof that the maiden has against these two, but they threw it into some kind of river. Oh my God, sorry. Don't worry, it sounds worse than it is. It's the secret that will be spilled, which is a good news. So as soon as a secret is spilled, then it is probably being solved. So again, we have the book card here. The book card is just the information that is coming out about this. Very simple. Then we have the sword, the Excalibur sword. So this is some kind of destiny. Some kind of, it might feel to you like, you know, this was meant to be, that all this is being blown up now. This secret is coming out. It also makes me feel like this is the right time. You're just hitting the nail with the hammer, right in the perfect place and time. Like just on point. We have the magician here as well. And he's also not always coming up in a good way, but here I have a positive feeling towards him. Like he will energetically either you know, it doesn't have to be spiritually. He could also be an atheist, or, you know, someone who is not spiritual or something, but they have a good energy, even if they're not aware of it. So this person appears to me quite sensitive, and they will somehow balance out the negative energy of this enchantress and help to reveal something about her. If those are two teachers at the same school, this is the good guy, this is the bad guy, or the bad woman. He will find out about her. And if those are two spiritual people, he will also find out about her. Yeah. I don't want to pull any more cards. I will leave it here with the oracle cards. And I'm gonna pull some lifestyle and health cards. And as I always say, don't take them literally and do not replace them with a visit to the doctor. They are the fun part. Or something here is not right. So a little bit more shoveling. We have sleep, so that might be something you have to take care of a little bit more. Make space for a proper sleep schedule. Then we have treat yourself, a confirmation. Maybe it's time just to go slow down, relax. Be kind to yourself. Maybe you can afford something that you usually don't like to spend money on. Just a small thing to treat yourself. And then we have herbs. So if you're if you're spiritual, maybe you like working with herbs in a good way to somehow cleanse away this nasty energy here. Or it's just literally just as a physical health thing that maybe you might benefit from certain herbs here during this time. And the next one is cold. So make sure you're dressing properly, protect yourself. Then we have iron. So maybe that's something you might want to check out, or let it get checked out by a doctor. Your iron level, maybe that's something that you need. And the last one is sunlight, very obviously. That might help you at this moment. Go for a walk or sit on your balcony or wherever. Just whenever the sun comes out and you have time, even if it's just for a few minutes, it might help you to just soak up the sun. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching.